video with my glasses on because I take them off to play actually, but people have not been recognizing me. You know, Steinitch with the glasses and everything. And I've been playing without the glasses for a while, and a lot of people are saying, "Where are you? I haven't been seeing you around." So let me do some last minute checks here really quick. This won't take long. We're just going to make sure that everything is excellent. Okay, and that's good. I got the brainwaves. Can you guys see my brainwaves, by the way? If you can't see them, let me know because it's very important that everybody can see them just fine. Let me check here on my brainwave monitor. Let me see. Where are they? Okay, look, this will just be one more quick adjustment here. I guess that'll just about do it. I think, okay, you can see the delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma, right? They're all up there. All right. Well, this is going to be good. It's always wonderful when we can get together like this and we got the brainwaves working. I got Paul over there. He's my right over there. He's my assistant director. My director is completely refused to work because of the Hollywood strike, and I do have two camera people, but having a lot of hard time finding the best boys and the grips, the key grips. Um, but anyway, we'll make do, and maybe we'll have a pizza delivery tonight. That would be really cool. So let's go ahead without any more ado, and I got the Lichess up there. Let's play a couple of games, shall we? This should be fun. Guess that's long enough for the glasses because if I don't take them off, I can't see the board very well. They're kind of dark in here now. It's a little bit after sundown anyway. Okay, so let's take a look here. Okay, so let's go. New opponent, shall we? Let's see if we can win one. If we can't win one, we'll always say we should have. We're going to play a King's Gambit here. Even if my opponent doesn't cooperate, I'm still going to play the King's Gambit. And he's cooperating quite well. This is a pretty uneventful King's Gambit so far. We're just going to let that thing sit there. Okay, now it's a number of different things to do right now. I think I'll come out here and just see. I'm going to, you can move this up, and I'm going to do that because his king's still sitting there. Now his king's gone. I think I'm going to try to buttress this pawn right here with this bishop and just see what happens. I might be playing this completely wrong. I kind of like out of my element already in the King's Gambit, but the King's Gambit is a pretty nice and strong game where you probably not going to go too far wrong as long as you pay attention to a few important opening. I can explain those to you a little bit later. You gotta make sure you don't like fall into a couple of, and they're not exactly traps, but there's like some problematic situations can arise for white in the King's Gambit if they don't pay attention to like a few things. Okay, I'm just gonna bring out this queen. Before I do that, I'm just checking, make sure that everything looks pretty good here in the center. If he attacks this bishop, I'm going to immediately take with this. Trying to see if I have anything. Yeah, I do. And I can take this pawn, I think. I'm just going to try it. I don't know. It's always interesting to see what happens in this game. Unless there's something I don't see here. We're doing kind of okay. It's just fun. Chess is like totally fun. And if you don't enjoy chess, it's like, oh, you don't enjoy life. Chess is great, great fun. We got to get an attack going here. What should we do? What should we think about? Should we think about maybe doing something smart? Maybe trading off or a pawn ahead. We could bring this down there and get that queen moving. I might just go ahead and trade off some. It looks kind of nice, actually. And this will make his queen move. I mean, I just bring the bishop there, and he's got to move the queen, obviously. Um, should I try? I mean, what can I do? I'm just going to try to bring the rook over here and see what happens. He'll move that pawn up probably, but at some point, we'll figure something out here. What if I come here? What's he going to do? He'll bring his rook up, maybe? Then I'll bring my queen back. I think I'll do okay here. See, this pawn is pinned. I can take this with my rook and give him a few more problems. Except if I did that, I could be in trouble. Yeah, I would be in big trouble if I did that. I wouldn't want to do that. Okay, I was thinking he'd probably do that. I'm gonna bring this sucker right back. And let's see what happens here. I can, I might just trade off some things. What else can I do? I'll bring my king over into the corner. And hopefully, we're doing okay on the clock, 256 to 246. I got still one extra pawn. I got to get my queen back into play. Maybe I'll just do that. Bring the queen over here. I can't do that now though because he just did that. My queen is kind of like way out of play. I got to do something about that. I think the only thing I can do is I'm going to try to bring this bishop back here and then my queen can come over here because right now my queen really couldn't go anywhere and that's not good. You got to get your queen out there working. And it was kind of good to bring this pawn up. It was always weak. And the bishop will come back here. This free up this rook. The queen slides over and hopefully. Now I might have to offer a trade here. No, but now I can bring this. Now I can do this like I was wanting to. When his rook was there, I couldn't do that, but now I can offer the queen trade. And we'll see what happens. Man, oh man, this is getting tight. This is a tight game. He could bring his bishop right up here right now. Yeah, that's what I thought he might do. I think that kind of like that was an excellent move, that bishop move, except his queen was hanging. Like you hang your queen like that and you definitely run into trouble. So that was a fun game. That was all right for the first game of the night. And I'm just going to check, make sure the brainwaves are working good. I'm going to go back over here to the Screeneroo, Twitch Studio. Everything looks fine. I'm going to do some last minute checks here on the network, which is also looking good. And okay, we're doing okay. So I don't know when the pizza is going to get here. Like, I don't know, like maybe 30 minutes or so, but I guess we got another game. We got enough time to play another game. I was going to tell you guys a little bit about, like I told you, if you're going to play the King's Gambit, I know a lot of people here are beginners. Not exactly beginners. I get a lot of viewers who are between 1,000 and 1,400 because they want to move their way up. Obviously, I'm not going to get anybody rated higher than me watching me, but um, if you want to move your game up some, and if you want to learn how to play the King's Gambit, just make sure, and I'm going to show you right here on the board. Okay. Um, I'll go back to the beginning and we'll just analyze this game. And I'll show you some of the things that you have to pay attention to, and just to make sure that you don't get like really clobbered doing the King's Gambit. So King's Gambit is basically you move the king pawn up. Now he's not cooperating. If he was doing a serious King's Gambit, which he's not, like he's not probably trying to do something different, um, he moved that pawn up instead of bringing that pawn up there. But that doesn't really stop me from doing a King's Gambit. I just do it anyway. See, I call that the King's Gambit right there. So let's keep going here. Now I don't know, you know, if you ask me what the names of all these openings are, I couldn't tell you. Like I have no idea what that is. But um, this is another thing I try to teach the people who come here is if you have a basic idea of how openings work and how the game is played, um, you can kind of like work your way through the more than 1,000 openings that there are just by feeling your way through tactically. Um, he brought this pawn up, and that's obviously a pretty good move. It's putting some power here into the center. I'm going to bring my knight up over into here, and that will counteract it on this square. He's preparing, this move too. And the very important thing about moving this pawn up is that it can bring the knight out here. But I was going to say, what you got to really worry about in the King's Gambit is this queen coming out here and putting you into check, because when you move this pawn up, the queen can come out here, really put you into check bad. If you tried to do that right now in the next move, I could move this pawn up, and then it wouldn't be a problem at all. He'd just kind of waste a move. I've seen that game very many times, and believe me, it's no problem to just block with this pawn. He has to retreat, and then after that, that's pretty easy. So I bring the knight out because this knight you see in the King's Gambit, this knight is basically going to try to come down and get this pawn because it only has to move one more move, either here or here, and it's already onto this pawn. And the queen can come onto that pawn really fast too. Sometimes it comes from this direction, and sometimes it comes out here. The bishop also has a way to come onto this pawn, and the rook. After you castle, you see the rook is here, and if you can open this file, you basically, that's what the King's Gambit's all about. You see, it's the knight, the bishop, the queen, and the rook all going after this square. And sometimes you have to do things a little bit different, but that's always your default. That's always my default. Now, when he moves that thing out there, I always consider this a variation, and this is one opening I know the name to. It's called the Falk Beer Counter Gambit. It was considered a very important arsenal against the King's Gambit early on. And whenever you're playing a King's Gambit, he moves that up. Don't think at all. Just take it. Like you don't have to imagine like why should I take it? Why is it good to take? Is it good to take or is it not good to take? What you can't waste a lot of time. This is a 5-minute game, and you can't waste a lot of time thinking like that. It's just kind of like a rule you learn by rote. That's you just transpose into the folk beer counter gambit. So in the game, I just took him, and it's really cool. Lead Chess now has the times. Those are so good to watch during the game replays. They're just so wonderful. They didn't used to have these for I don't know about a year ago. They installed these, and they're really nice. They're these little numbers here, and we're both playing pretty fast. My opponent is got 4:57 on the clock. These moves have taken him 3 seconds. I have 4:55. It's taken me 5 seconds to get this far. Okay, there we go. Obviously that check. Well, I just got to check. I got one of these fancy watches. You probably have these things too. Um, Pretty cool watches. Oh, I have to do the. I forgot to do the whole technology spiel. Anyway, This is a Chinese watch. I'm a little bit like Biden. I really don't think it's a good idea to oppress China. Now, a lot of people say, well, you want to do bad things to the world, but going all the way back to, those Peloponnesian Wars, um, it's always been, it's so clear that what's dangerous in the world is unbalances. When you got one thing that's rising up and or a thing that's weakening and the leader needs to do something to gain, power and respect, they very often launch into some sort of aggression. Um, it's so predictable. Anyway, I don't want to get off on a tangent, but I do have the Chinese watch because I don't think it's a good moment right now to try to contain China. I think just work together and hope for the best. Okay, so anyway, I put him in check right here with this bishop, and I don't do that because I think, oh, I'm going to get a check or win a piece over here or something. I'm basically just vacating that square, put him in check so I can castle quickly. I got to get this king off on this rank, they call that. A rank? No, that's a file, right? So I got to get my king off on this file because he's open to attacks by the queen, and there's ways to block with this, but then he brings the pawn up, and you can block with your queen too, but I got plans for my queen. Remember I told you I wanted to get this thing down here, so I don't want to lose my queen, or trade my queen. So then he blocks with his knight. Now I'll tell you something from experience. When he blocks with that knight right there, you don't have to immediately take him, but you have to put into your memory that you got a hanging bishop out here. And when you castle, you see what's going to happen? Your king's going to be on this square right here when you castle. And in any eventuality that this pawn moves, he can come out with his queen, put you in check. See? And then when you have to react to that, you have to react by moving your king over or blocking this diagonal. Your bishop is still going to be hanging and you lose your bishop. So, but don't worry. Right now, you don't have to worry about it because see the pawn's there, and the pawn is very often right there. So don't worry about that bishop, but have it in your memory that if he moves that pawn, you got to take the knight. Or sometimes you move the bishop back to here too. So anyway, just keep that in mind. That's why chess is good for the memory. You got to keep these things in mind. Okay, so there I castle, and again, I don't have any problem because this pawn is here. Otherwise, you see that? If he brings the queen out there, the bishop would be gone. Okay, so far we're doing okay. I'm quite confident about this because I already played this game. We just played this game a few minutes ago, and I do remember that we were successful here. So I have a lot of confidence in this. So let's go ahead and keep clicking our way through. Now you see he's attacking that pawn. Now this is a king's gambit, and sometimes you just let him take the pawn because it is a gambit. And if he takes the pawn, you got the file open. See? If he takes that pawn, sometimes it's pretty disastrous for him because you got this thing here. He takes the pawn. maybe you move this pawn up. Maybe he takes here or something. You can suddenly come up and already be threatening something. I don't know how it goes. Oh, you come up here because see, this this is threatened, and then you're threatening rook and knight against this. And he can protect by bringing this out, but then you also got your queen. But that probably wouldn't work. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but anyway, we'll see. So I'm gonna let him take it if he wants it. I just thought, let's see what happens. If he takes it, I can do some other things. And like I said, you have like a vicious attack coming down here. Who knows? You might win. Who knows? Oh, I don't think that was a very good move. I don't know, but it just doesn't look very good. But it might be. I don't know why you did that. Do they have the? Do we have? Oh, I have to request it. Let me request the computer analysis, and then we can see if his if he went up or down there by doing that. That could be interesting to see. Let's take a look at this while the computer's warming up. Computer analysis is coming. Let me see how that would be. Okay, so right now, I'm going to see if that was a correct move. So if we just go back one move. Okay, so yeah, that was a pretty good move. You see, it's a negative here. So he went up on the negative scale, down on the negative scale, which means when it's negative, that's for black. When it's positive, it's for white. So the bigger negative number is actually good for black. So he's actually doing. That was actually a pretty good move. So 1.1 means he's one pawn and 1/10 of a pawn ahead. And of course, one pawn or a tenth of a pawn doesn't mean that much. It's just you have to quantify it somewhere. So they do it like that, but it all depends on the position and everything. But he's got. I wouldn't think that in a 5-minute game at the level that I don't know how it is in higher levels, but at the levels that I play, you see, here's the bar right here. He's in this dark area right here, where he's down there a little bit. But you see what happens later in the game? It goes up, really way up, and then I go down and down, down further, and then way, way, way up. So things can change in the game, and you're down there a little bit like that. It's no big deal. I mean, keep the openings edgy, but try to have some solidity. And I think I got solidity in this position. Let's see what we can do when we come up. Okay, so now I've decided, okay, let's protect this pawn and also protect for this knight to come out here. I think I said that while I was playing. I thought, well, this knight is already vulnerable. I could already bring this up. Maybe I could have done that already. Instead of bringing this up, I could have brought this up. But I don't know. There's a lot of variations. Okay, so then he castled. And then I thought, well, I'll buttress that pawn. And you see, we're not really losing very much at all. He's down here in this gray area, and he dipped down just a little bit there. But, we're developing. We moved our bishop out and putting some more pressure on this pawn. So that was actually a pretty good move, I think. And now he made like a little mistake. See how he jumped up? I mean, I jumped up, or how would we say the situation came closer to being in my favor. And then he took the pawn, and then I went again. Oh, I took with the knight. A lot of people would have taken with the bishop there and kept the knight there, but I did that because I don't know, I had some plans in mind. That's what chess is all about. You got to have plans in mind, and And I remember I had a few. So let's go ahead and okay. So the pawn came up. That's like attacking this bit. I don't have any chatters today. I don't understand what's happening here with the chatters. You know, the last few times I played on Twitch, we had like some wild chat. We had these raids that people came in and just like bombed, with all these comments about racist jokes and stuff. And I don't get into that at all because I don't think it's at all constructive or anything to. And that's kind of ridiculous joke about racism, but anyway, it turned out to be pretty good, and I think they were just they're not racist either. They just wanted to get a rise out of me, but then we got to be friends, so that was a pretty good game. Oh, and look what happened here. Um, wow, things are getting really close. Look at that, 0.03. So now you see that. We played a kind of an edgy opening for white, and now he moved this pawn up, attacking my bishop, and suddenly we're just about even. And let's see what I did. Oh, I brought the bishop back. Hey, wow. And it's still 0.03. Now let's see what happens. Up! And white goes ahead. Look at that. Plus 0.8, almost a pawn ahead. Look at my brain waves, how high they are, how synchronized when suddenly I'm getting some responses out of my opponent, which were not constructive at all for his position. And that's what this is all about. I mean, chess is like so many things in life where it's a balance, and at the same time, at any point it can change, it can switch, and that's what life is all about. In this case, it's switching in my favor, which makes me happy. But I get happy the other way too because those of you who watch my channel, you know that I really get really enthusiastic when my opponents win because I know it really makes their day, and I always like to do something that brightens up another person's day. So whether I win or lose, it's always a great time. Okay, so minus 0.4. So black's a little bit ahead. Look at that question mark. The queen shouldn't come out there. But I thought it looked like a good move because look, how can he attack me? He cannot attack my queen with the knight. He can't attack with the bishop. He can't attack with his queen. He can't attack with his rook. And also, if he moves his knight here and he wants to bring his queen out, it makes it more difficult because my queen is out here in this area, in this general area on the king side, like kind of like dominating, and it helps against any soiree by his, is that how you pronounce that? By his queen. So I thought that I think this is okay, although the Stockfish begs to differ, says that that was not the greatest move. So let's go ahead and see. Oh no! Why did he do that? Look at that double question mark. And suddenly I went up to 1.6. Now, you see these two knights? When you got knights like this protecting each other, it's pretty strong. Knights protecting each other are just like amazingly strong because if you take one knight, the other knight comes and takes it. If you take the other knight, that knight comes and takes that knight. So they act kind of like in tandem. And so what I'm trying to say is this pawn was not. I can understand why he tried to advance him because he can go one more, kick this knight out of here, and maybe the knight has to find a place to go. And this, this knight doesn't really need a protector because it already has this. So, oh, but I took him. Oh, and he took me. This is getting good. This was a good game. Oh, look at those brainwaves. The brainwaves are just like stacking up and getting extremely synchronized in a lot of ways. All right. What's my Discord? Oh yeah, sure. Send your portfolio. I got you won't believe how many portfolios I received in the last week. Um Discord portfolios. Anyway, I'm kind of like a coordinator of those, but yeah, go ahead and send it. And I'm going to have to tell you though, I can't tell you right now. I'm sorry because it escapes my mind right now what my Discord is, but I'll get that to you. But anyway, stay tuned. Keep in the chat. It's good to have you here. So let's go ahead and continue clicking through here. Okay, so I went ahead and took him. I thought, why not win the pawn? And before I did that, before you take a pawn and stick a knight out there, like totally hanging, you got to make sure that he can't do something against you. And I was just thinking, well, if he moves his bishop out of the way, I just bring the knight back because see how this bishop is protected against this queen? And this bishop can't take this because I would just take him. I was thinking, and this bishop can't attack my. See, if he could attack my. That's what I looked at before I did this, and didn't take a lot of time because look, we're at 3:43 in a 5-minute game. I just saw that he couldn't attack my king or my queen or major rook, so I'll take the pawn. Let's see what goes here. Okay, so we're all the way up to plus 2.3. What do you think about that? Evok Glenn, jump in there in the chat. Tell me what you think because that knight came back attacking my knight. Now, what should I do? I probably took him. I'm just imagining I did. Let me see. Yeah, I took him because this is a fast game. And look at that. The queen and the bishop, you might think they're strong, but when I look at something like that, I just think they're redundant. They look redundant to me. My queen's on white. And going in this direction, what's over there? All right, okay, we're just doing great here. I don't understand. We got a lot of people named Avac here, but that's great. I love the combination of vowels and consonants. Avac sounds really cool. It's probably Eastern European, in fact. So being a kind of a linguistic nut, I pay attention to things like that. So anyway, this looks really, really redundant to me, and it's just missing everything. It doesn't look strong at all. And I was actually very encouraged when I saw that. And then during the game, you remember when I moved the rook over, I said, well, let me bring the rook over here and put some a kind of a shadow attack against that queen and see what happens. He'll have to, waste a move moving his queen somewhere. But be careful because not they don't always waste a move by moving their queen. Sometimes they reposition the queen to a really strong square. So, but this thing was way over here in the corner. So why not bring him over in the middle? I think it was a good move. And we're up to plus 1.9. And AVAC, what's your rating? Let me know because you're probably, if you're a lot higher than me, some people come here, they're a lot higher than me, and they say, oh, I still like your site. I like your video because, you got pretty good insights and it allows me to think better about my own games. Um, but anyway, I hope you gets a few insights here. I try to explain as I'm playing like what I'm thinking about. So it's kind of like playing train of thought. So okay, here we go. I brought the rook up because I didn't immediately see anything else really good, and I saw that the bishop and the pawn look pretty strong. I don't want to move this bishop anywhere necessarily because where can he go? And the queen is kind of like nicely positioned over here. Well, I'm just getting so many ridiculous things here. It's like now I got my watch buzzing and telling me I got to do something. Are the brainwaves okay? Can you see them okay? Are they looking good? Okay, yeah. Delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma. Okay, before I go any further, let me just tell you really quick. This is called the Muse 2. Okay, so if you're thinking about getting brainwaves in your life, I can recommend the Muse 2 because I know from experience it really does register the brainwaves good. But if you get it, and I'm not doing this because I make money, I have no association with this guy. His name is James Clatterback. But he made the greatest program. Right up here, you see, with my mouse. I don't know if you can see with my mouse. I'm looking. Um, I don't know. You probably can't see, but right up there above right up there. That is the. I guess I can do it with my mouse and the board, like over there, over there, over there. So that is the Mind Monitor by James Clatterback, and he must be a hell of a engineer to have written this program. But what it does is it takes all of the information from this and makes it graphic. So you can see the delta, the theta, the alpha, the beta, the gamma. And if any of you guys are neuroscientists or have any inclinations for that, you can look at those and know exactly, what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I can do that too. I can look at those and basically tell you if I made a good move, if I made a bad move, if I'm really worried about something. But anyway, this James Clatterback made the Monitor, and he even helped me. I only paid $16.95 for the Mind Monitor, and it was really well worth it. It was really easy to install, and when I tried to broadcast on Twitch, he actually helped me. I sent him an email and I asked him if he could help me, and he, gave me some advice about how to stream these things. And I don't know, it just seems like a really clever person and a nice guy. So I can't recommend him enough. Um, if you're into brainwaves, get the. I think the Muse 2 is pretty good. It's a little bit expensive. I don't know how much. I can't remember how much I paid for this. You know why? Because sometimes I'm flush with cash, right? It's not because I'm a Twitch streamer, because right now I'm not monetized. I'm going to be monetized really soon, I think. But I don't know. Every once in a while, I do get uh, influx of cash, and then it's like whether or not I'm spending a certain amount for one of these bands or whatever. I just go ahead and spend it because yeah, I think it was a good investment. So anyway, let's keep going here. I don't want to go too strong on this whole thing about the technology, but I thought it'd be interesting if you guys, some people are interested in the technology. So anyway, I brought the rook up. He attacked the rook with his bishop. I brought the rook over, and when I brought the rook over, I'm threatening checkmate. Well, not almost. He can bring it would be pretty disastrous, or maybe not. Who knows? Sometimes you think it's disastrous, and then his king just goes over there, and he gets attacked against you. So sometimes you never know. But anyway, it looks strong, so I brought him over, and then he brought the pawn up. But whenever you have a situation like this, always look for pins, and that's what I did. I brought the queen up there, and it's saying, okay, that was not a good move, but at least I got the pin because look, with the queen here, the rook can take here, he cannot retake because it's pinned. So I would win a pawn, and then he brought the rook over. I brought the queen back. He brought this up. I'm a pawn ahead right now. And look at the time, 2:54 to 3:03. The time is good. I wouldn't mind trading down right now. So, I just trade down, bring the king over into the corner. Oh, and it says, it's a question mark. Probably, I wasn't even thinking about that in the game because I just kind of like react and bring the king over. But it would have been better just for me to slide this queen over here, offer the trade, and then I go into a bishop, rook bishop in game with an extra pawn, and look at my pawn position compared to his. Would have been really nice for me. So anyway, live and learn. That was also, they say, a bad move, and suddenly he's up to 1.2. I did that though in the game because I wanted to slide the bishop back and then get the queen into play. And I already got the queen into play, which I should have done last time. Instead of sliding the king over, I should have moved that, and I was just like a little bit late. But anyway, I did it. And then that was the end of the game, remember? Because he didn't see that his queen was under attack, and I took his queen and he resigned. So that was all right. How are you feeling out there, everybody? Do you feel like doing another one? How are you feeling? Anybody want to chime in there on the chat and tell me if you feel like doing one more game? Yes, no, it seems like it looks like I look here. I've got, I don't know if it's 152 or 60 or 2,000 viewers. I have a lot of viewers right now. Nobody's chatting. Oh well. Let's go ahead and play another one, shall we? Because you know that's a problem with my channel. Most people have a channel. They got 56 viewers, like I do right now, at least if it's not those other numbers, and they're just not chatting. Why? Because they're so mesmerized by the brainwaves. They just zone out. They buy munchies, they sit on the couch, they just sit there zoning out on brainwaves and not chatting. And it would be a lot cooler if people were chatting, but okay. Um, what can I say? So let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Let's play one more game. I'm going to try to get a really good game going here now. Let's try it. Okay, so gonna play here at Lee Chess. Create a game. 5.5 plus 0, which means 5 minutes and 0 increments per move. Oh, my brainwaves are synchronizing. Okay, they look good. Brainwaves are looking good. Moving fast. So far, the brainwaves are good. I'm breathing, which is one good thing. Okay, Fog Bear, Fall Counter Gambit. We're doing a transposition here, and I'm breathing in. Okay, I'm going to do the King's Gambit by gambiting a pawn. Okay, he can take that pawn. He can take that other pawn. We'll get a gambit going here, but I'll get this nuisance out of here. I'm still breathing. I'm doing a mantra. Hardy, 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 hardy. What should I do now? I never saw anybody do that. Let me see. I'm gonna take this pawn, maybe? No, maybe protect this. I'm gonna protect. I don't like that pin. Maybe the pin looks more prioritory than this other stuff. He can take the pawn, and then I take with the bishop, and then he takes there. I can take there because this is no longer pinned. Hardy, 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 cardy. Okay, so hardy, cardy. That's not so great. That's something from, I remember that. That was a kind of a suicide move, I think. I don't like that idea. Okay, so what the heck is going on here? The person is, I know from experience it's good to take that pawn. If he takes the knight, no, I just come back, and I think it's going to be okay. We'll see. I just kind of remember this from rote. I got a block against that bishop in any case. I mean, against that rook. The rook is going to slide over. And I'm woefully Okay, now I got to take with the pawn because otherwise, you see this pawn is open. I got to take with the pawn. And now what I would really like to do, if I can, is bring this out here and get my king the hell out of there, if that's possible. He's got to bring this over. Oh, okay, so that's okay. Um, he can take there. I take there. I will bring the queen up. Okay, I think this is going to be all right. We'll see. If he takes there and I take there and he comes down here with the queen, I'll bring my queen up, bring my king up, and I think in terms of position, pawns and everything will be equal. Okay, I'm going to already castle. Or should I do something else? No, I got to get my. Don't be a jerk. You know, a person gets too cocky and they lose games. Um, what should I do about that thing? I guess just take him and let his queen come down there. Can his queen do anything there? Not really, right? Okay, let's do this. No, this pawn would be in danger. Okay, I'm gonna bring this. I'm just gonna do some stuff here because I'm just gonna do some stuff like win a pawn and maybe win this pawn and maybe get some stuff going here. This could be all right. Um, we want a pawn. All right, that's cool. That's interesting. Look at that. That crazy thing came over there. I can come over here now. I think that's my move. Attack that thing for another time. He can't come down here because I take him. And I'm attacking him twice now. Okay, this is gonna go okay, I guess. And then I could bring my rook back and make his queen go. Or maybe I have a better move. I heard that sometime when you see a good move, look for a better one. I think that's good advice. I never do that because I never have enough time because I look, oh, that's a good move, so I do it. But should I just move this thing up? Yeah, why not? Think that's not a bad move. I don't see where his knight can attack anything, even if he comes up here. And you see, he was attacking this pawn, so now the pawn is defended by the rook. But he can take this. I didn't see that. He can take this pawn. I bring the rook up. Okay, now that's interesting. Maybe just come over here. That'll surprise him, right? And then what am I going to do to get his queen out of there? Okay. See, now he was attacking this pawn, and now the bishop protects the pawn, and the bishop attacks that. What should I do now? I want to bring him back there. I'm not going to waste a lot of time. Look, he's got a minute 25. I got 2:36. I'm analyzing this. He takes my knight with his knight. I take his knight. I can take his goddamn knight right now and attack his bishop at the same time. Okay, so I gotta protect him. I'm going to bring this up. I'm gonna do it. I don't know what else he can attack with that knight. I don't see where else he can attack this knight. I got the king on there. I got the queen on there. Now I just got to get his queen off that diagonal and I'll be all set. Let me see how I can do that. Right up here. His queen has to take that. His queen has to take my queen. He's gonna have to trade off his queen, you see, because his queen can't retreat on this diagonal. If he goes there, I trade him off. He resigned. All right. Oh, we're gonna do another post-mortem, and that was all right. I don't understand why I don't have any raids tonight. You know, the other times I was playing chess on Twitch, and all these people came in and tried to tell me all these racist jokes and all these swear words and everything. It was really great. But tonight, there's nothing. I don't know. You know, I'm just trying my best to earn a living, and it would be really great to monetize this thing because ChatGPT is a real pain in the butt. You know, I was a translator for a long time and for many, many, many years, and never, unfortunately, just lived from month to month and translating stuff, thinking I'd always be a translator until I died, and now I got to do something else. I'm trying to do this, and if I just had some raids, why don't you raid me? So anyway, let's do without any more ado, let's go ahead and do the analysis board. That was a fun game. And great brainwaves. I want to see the brainwaves. I'm going to check the brainwaves out. Look at the whole broadcast again because they must have been totally synchronized. They had to have been. They had to have been. Like when he resigned right there, boom. You know, it's like I love to lose because I know it makes the other person happy, but my brain waves don't lie. They always tell me that I actually love a lot more to win. So let's go ahead and check this out all the way from the beginning. I'm going to teach you exactly like I did. A lot of my people are rated between like around 1,000, 1,400 because they can get a lot of good tips on how to play. We might be getting another pizza here really soon. Let me see what time it is. Wow, it's almost 9 o'clock here. Uh, could be almost time to quit playing after a while, but oh, we'll do a little bit more. Why not? Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so see, I'm going to do a King's Gambit. I don't know how many people have watched my site regularly. Some of you, I don't know if it's 59 or 2,400. It's probably more closer to 60 people here. But anyway, you're all mesmerized apparently because nobody's chatting. And anyway, so we're gonna do a King's Gambit no matter what the other person tries. Oh, and they're cooperating. Look at that. They're cooperating with the King's Gambit. So this is great. They moved the pawn up, and there we go. That's it. King's Gambit. King's Gambit. This is the classic King's Gambit. Look at that. You can't get a more classic position of the King's Gambit than this. Look at this. So I moved my pawn up. He moved his pawn up. In moving this pawn up, I don't know why people do that. Some people say, oh, it's to bring my queen on, it's to bring my bishop up, but there really isn't that many places to go that he can't defend against and everything in the beginning of the game. So you don't have to look for like these open lines of your king and the queen. It's more like the beginning of the game has a lot more to do with getting a good pawn position in the center. But this is a good way to get a pawn position in the center because see if he takes you, you move this knight up, And yeah, he's a pawn ahead, but you see, you can bring this pawn up. You know, you got a knight and two pawns. You have like a really strong position, and this pawn's over here kind of like doing nothing. So King's Gambit, it's a lot of fun. It's really good. And he didn't go for the King's Gambit because most of these people I play have some clue, at least, just like I, I, I don't know how much clue I have, but um, they know they have a certain amount of experience. They know it's maybe not the best thing to do. Just take it. Okay, and I came up here because you see, he brought his knight here. Do you see that when I bring my knight here, I counteract this knight in the center? Do you see that? These knights play against each other, so it's always kind of good to balance them. Now he brought the pawn up, and when I was playing this game, I think you remember I said Falk Beer counter gambit. Okay, and I said that I played a King's Gambit, not exactly a King's Gambit, but it was like a King's Gambit transposed, removed once or twice, but it was similar to a King's Gambit. And when he moved the queen pawn up, I just took it without hesitation. And so you just take it when it comes up there. So I took it. It's a really hard position to analyze. Like if you try to analyze all this, you won't do it. But just remember, in the King's Gambit, when he moves that queen pawn up, just grab it. I mean, if you're playing 5-minute games, just grab it. And he brought that up. He's got a minimal advantage. Look at that. Minus 0.2, which means black has a fifth of a pawn, which is basically nothing. And I moved this pawn up and kept the the score exactly the same because that's the right move because you free up this bishop and you also, if he takes you here, you just take here. No, he came out here, and again, it's basically a tie. I mean, look at that. 0.1. That's nothing at all. Now it's 0.0. I improved my position a little bit by doing that. Um, you see, if he takes this pawn, you just take with this bishop. Okay, if he takes this, I don't know. You got different options. You can take this, or you can take him, or whatever. I mean, as long as you got the bishop here is blocking the pin, so you have like a lot of options. So don't fret. Now this happens a lot. I've seen this position so many times in the King's Gambit, basically in the Falkbeer counter gambit, where you you took the pawn there and this pawn comes up. Um, he attacks your bishop, but you see, it's no problem. You just take the pawn. Just take it, take it, take it. Because if he takes the bishop, the knight over here, you just take it here. You centralize a pawn. It's no big deal here in any way, and you can see the score is 0-0. He's not really threatening you in any big manner here. Don't worry about it. So I took him, and the bishop can always come back. Don't forget, the bishop can always come back. So he took the pawn there in the middle and attacking my bishop, and there the bishop comes back. And again, 0.01. If he takes there, I take there. If he takes there, I take the pawn here. And this pawn structure doesn't look bad at all. I'm going to have a file here for an attack and a strong. I've got a lot more pawns in the center than he does. So I've got a pretty good game. Now, here's the thing though. Here's the big moment because he castled and a rook's going to come here, attacking my king. Do I have enough possibilities to, you know, prevent all these attacks and castle? And you do. You can see, actually, right now I have plus 0.4. So you'll see that I have enough time. So I block him there. That wasn't actually the best move. Thought I knew how to play this, but I don't. I dropped down a little bit there. He's got an advantage, but not much. Okay, again, it's almost zero. It's like a tie game. And then he brought his queen out. It's still a tie game. Now, you see, this is a king's gambit, right? So he came out with his knight and his queen. His knight and his queen are both attacking these two pawns, which is interesting because if you know how queens and knights move, they move in interesting ways where a queen and a knight in these positions will attack exactly these two pawns both at the same time. And they're defended by one bishop. I'm going to lose one of them, but do I care? No, it's a king's gambit for Christ's sake. And he didn't even take one of them because now look at that. Why did it tell me what to do? Sometimes I move the mouse to a certain point. I guess right down here. I have to remember that. If you move it right down here, it tells you where to go. We're doing the game analysis, and it tells me that. Okay, so then he took it. I castled, and then he took that, and I took him, and of course he's going to take me. Let's see how much that. I'm going to go back. Okay, so I see, and when I did that, you see how this changed? Let me show you. I go back. It's minus 0.5. He's a little bit ahead. I go there. He's minus 0.7. But I don't know. I think this looks strong to me because he can't move his bishop out right away. If he does, I take him. And he did. He moved his bishop out right away. Give me a break. It's like, all right. He moves his bishop out, biting down on this. When you see a position like this with two pawns and the base pawn protected and nothing else can attack, and he's he's biting down on that, and then he's opening this up. Okay, so I come down and take him. And now it's 0-0. And there you go. I already got an advantage because he moved his knight up, question mark, exclamation mark, and I got plus 1.1 for white. Is that the pizza? Wait a second. Is the pizza here? Everybody loves this because I do this a lot in my Twitch stream. I order a pizza and I give the guy $100 tip. I don't know if he's here yet though. Let me see. When he comes here, you'll see. It's really cool. I mean, I give the guy a $100 tip, and at the same time, it makes him happy. And who knows? Maybe I get a viewer or something. What do they call them? Another follower. And it's cool. And what goes around comes around. Like a lot of people say, oh, you see why he did this? He brought the knight up here because he's thinking he's going to win a pawn here. And if he wins a pawn here, then this one's going to be weak and blah, blah, blah. So what did I do? I don't know. I can't figure it out. Let me see. I'm not going to think that hard right now. You're just doing the analysis. Oh, I brought my queen over here. I remember that. And that was a good move, actually, because if he comes down here now, I slide the rook over and I'm going to win the knight because the knight will be blocked. The knight will be pinned on the queen and attacked by the rook and the queen. And also, you see, I'm attacking the knight twice with the queen and the rook. I don't know what the stockfish is saying. Let me see what the stockfish says. Okay, so the stockfish actually says that was not a great move, but stockfish is not a human. I think for a human situation, it was actually a pretty good move. And okay, now I'm back up 0.5. This is a lot of fun. Look at this 0.0 And look at those brain waves synchronized with the delta on the top. Do you see that? Delta on top. The delta always goes on top when I'm doing something right. I'm telling you, it always goes up there. Oh, auntie lover. I gotta love you. It's like you are my auntie lover. That's so cool. Um, anyway, it's good to have you as my follower. So let's go ahead and continue this because this is a lot of fun. Jump right in there, auntie lover, on the chat. I know it takes a lot. I'm the same way. I don't really like to chat or whatever. But believe me, we have right now. Look at that. 61 viewers, and they're all mesmerized. They're all sitting there watching my brain waves. And they're not saying anything. If you like lead them, just say a few things. So maybe they'll jump in and we'll get like a big chat going. So let me see. Okay, so the knight came out here. Wow, this is a complex position. Like he can't slide a rook over because I take the rook and then he takes and then I take, he loses a rook and gets in check. And you see how the knight is protected by the pawn. So this is I don't know. This was an interesting position. I centralized the knight. He can't really go anywhere because he can't go here because but I don't know. It's like I'm trying to play fast. You see, look at this. See the times here in Lee chess? 2.06 for black. He's got 2 minutes left. I've got 3.10. That's a pretty good advantage. And it's because I'm moving fast and I'm just looking at some. And this knight also blocked the queen from having some more moves. Everything looks strong. My pawn here is protected. My bishop here is not under attack. My rook cannot really be attacked. This pawn is protected by this rook. So I was feeling okay here in my brain waves. My brain waves were showing it. So let's go ahead and see what happens. Okay. He comes down here and I won a slight advantage. Let me back that up just so you see. See, it was exactly a tie, zero point 0.0. And then he comes up there and I'm a half a pawn ahead. No big deal. One pawn ahead, nothing really in these fast games. I moved the rook over because I was thinking, well, that pawn was under attack by the knight, and everything else is so well protected, and I got everything well coordinated. I was thinking, okay, let's just bring this over here and see what happens. See what he does next. He brought the queen in. Now, when he brought the queen in, the first thing I was thinking, well, I gotta protect this bishop, right? Bishop is a problem. And I just brought the rook over. It's kind of ridiculous to bring him back. Who knows? No, it wouldn't have been good because he would have just taken this with his knight. But I was thinking, look, if I bring the bishop up here, I protect this pawn. Because you see that the knight and the queen is attacking the bishop. The bishop is going to fall. And if I move the bishop anywhere else, it's checkmate right here. But if I move the bishop up to here, I protect this pawn. No checkmate. It looks like a strong position. And also, the bishop in this position is attacking this rook down here. You see? So that's what I did. I moved him up there, and now it's white has a plus 0.3, 0.3 advantage. Again, this pawn is still protected. This square down here is protected. He cannot challenge me because I take him. If he takes me, I take him check. Or actually checkmate. Almost. He can bring this bishop down and then I take the bishop checkmate. So everything looks well coordinated. Oh, look at that. He moved the pawn up. He's going to kick out this knight. Look at that. He's going to kick out this centralized knight. Oh, did you see my delta waves? The delta's on top. The delta's on top. This is only, by the way, this is only an analysis. This is not the game. But even during the analysis, when I do something right, you see the delta waves go way up on top. What am I going to do with this knight? He can't go here because the bishop takes him. He can't go here because the bishop and the knight are both on this square, so he takes, and I lose a piece. He's got nowhere to go. Well, he can go here, which doesn't really look like much, does it? Well, it depends. If I moved up here and he moves this knight somewhere, then I could come here, check, and then take the bishop. Who knows? Maybe it was a good move. But during the game, because it was 129 to 251, now that's very important. And if you were watching the game, you'll remember I said, I'm ahead right now on time. I'm going to move up here, offer the trade. I'm going to attack his queen. He's going to have to trade off. And that's what he did. I moved up there. Oh, but he didn't trade off. He should have traded off. Because then I just traded him off. It's not trading him off. That's like I took him off. And when I took him off, I'm a piece ahead. And now he's got to come in for a really strong attack. So he brought his queen here, basically attacking my king, attacking my knight, and that was his strongest move. And I protected my knight. He attacked the knight again, and I remember saying, "Well, I'm just going to bring the king up there." The reason I did that is because he's got a white bishop. He doesn't have any other pawns, and I know from it. I know from experience that it takes a while to pile up books. You got to pile up. Yeah, it takes a while to pile up books, but it also takes a while to pile up rooks. You got to move a rook. You have to move the other rook. It takes two moves, and during those two moves, I can easily slide a queen over, or I don't know, move a pawn up, or a rook back. Let's see what I did during that time. So that was interesting. He was thinking, well, I'll move this pawn up. That was actually some good thought. He was saying, well, I'll move this pawn up, take this pawn, and with this pawn sitting here attacking the knight can't pin because the knight can't move because it's this is called a pin. The knight can't move because I would lose my king, and you can't do that. So the knight comes up here. The pawn comes up here, attacks this. If he takes this pawn, it's like really deadly. Holy Christ! Wow, that's going to be deadly. Oh wow, it's going to be bad. But you see, I've got point 6.8, so really it's not so deadly. Because I guess I found the right move. And I guess there's maybe one move here. I don't know. Let me move my. It's Lichess used to show the moves. Oh, I had to click. I had to move this. Let me see. It used to show the moves, but lately on at least on my computer, it has not been showing the moves. Oh, it's saying to move the rook back here, but I didn't do that. I just decided to offer the trade, and I moved the queen up. And it's the same. Moving the rook back, it was saying 6.8, and here it's saying 6.4, but that's a lot. That's a winning advantage, plus 6.4. I moved him up, and you remember during the game I was saying, well, what's this queen going to do now? If he takes the knight, I take with the rook, and the rook takes, and the king takes. So that's no good. And if he can't move his queen off the diagonal, because if he moves the queen here, I take him. If he moves the queen here, I take him. So this whole thing about the pin got lost when I moved the queen up. And then he brought the queen up there. Um, plus 10.1 for me. I take him, and then he resigned. Oh, wow. The brainwaves are totally synchronized. Okay, that was a lot of fun. We got 3 new followers. That was pretty cool. No chat, though. We got to get some chat going here. And so I'm not going to quit yet because I'm going to get some chat. I'm going to take a real short break. I'm going to be right back. And then we're going to get some chat going in this last round. We're going to do one more round. I gotta get the pizza. I'm gonna get this guy $100. Okay, so I guess we're back. I said, I was gonna be right back, and now we are back, and I switched over to gameplay. So I got my assistant producer is telling me I got to put on the glasses because we're back and it's like another photo take. So take the photo, Steinitch back. We're going to play one more game. And I guess that's a take. Is that a take? Okay. So let's go ahead and play one more game. We've had pretty good luck so far tonight. We've won two, and we got a bunch of followers. No chat though. Yeah, I don't understand. It's like we got 60 followers, 60 viewers, and nobody's chatting. I guess what is with you guys? It's like you're mesmerized by the brainwaves, right? Wait. The brainwaves are not even there. Wait a second. Where are they? Wait, they're connecting. Let me see. Connecting. Okay, I'm not going to do this unless I have brainwaves. It's like a Steinitz rule. If I don't have brainwaves, there isn't any. Okay, wait. This is the Muse 2, by the way. Um, connected with James Clabber batches. Really cool. Really great program that shows the brainwaves in real time. And does that connect it? Let me see. This is the Mind Monitor Muse. Mind Monitor Muse 2. Why is it not working? Maybe I have to. Wait a second. I know what to do. I think I know. Oh, it's my key grip. It's my key grip over there. He's always giving me good ideas. He told me to look at the mirror to make sure that this thing is on. That's why you need to have a key grip. Any of you guys that are into cinematography, filmmaking, realize that your key grip is one of the key people in the entire film industry because they're the ones that really know everything. They know how to set things up. They know how to do calculations of amperage according to current, and they have a little mastery of mathematics, and they understand about lighting and how the lights. They understand more than anybody else. So let me see. I'm going to what? Ah, there he is again. He's telling me turn off. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and then turn it back on because that's how you fix everything nowadays. So I'm going to turn off this thing. It's called, where is it? Okay, it's in the Play Store. Okay, so I'm going to take the Mind Monitor and turn it off. And it's not so easy to turn off. Let me see. Streaming. Okay, it's streaming. That's cool. And where in the hell do you turn this thing off? Oh, okay. I'll go here. And do I trash it maybe? No, just get rid of it. Okay. So, okay. I think it's going to work now. Now I'm going to go back to the Play Store. I got this really weird situation. Okay, now, the next thing I got to do, there's always one more thing to do. I got to get this. Okay, that's working. Now I got to get the what's called screen stream HTTP working. Okay, I think it's going to work now. If it doesn't work, I'll always say it should have worked. Now I got to edit this, edit the scene. I think it's going to work now. If it doesn't work, like I say, it should have worked. Okay, so push that. And we are back in business. Holy cow. We got it going. We got it going. We got it going. Okay, so now my monitor, and there we are. You know, James Clatterback is really a great guy. He helped me set all this up. James Clatterback, it's a call out to you. You're a good guy. You did the wonderful, really great. It's a great program for this thing. It's called Muse 2. And if anyone that has a Muse 2, if you pay 16, it's not a lot of money. Pay 16 more dollars. It's well deserved to James Clutterback. He helped me set this up. Like I sent him an email and he helped me set this all up and everything. So he's a nice guy and he made this nice program. If you guys got the Muse 2 and you'd use that, and I use it too for meditation, you know what I'm talking about. You hear the birds singing like choo 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 choo, and you think, "Oh, I'm in the zone. Oh, I got alpha. Oh, I'm meditating." Are you really? Hmm. Yeah, you are, right? I mean, you got the zone, you got the brain waves, you got telling you you're meditating. I kind of think you're not, but okay. We spent $200 for this thing, so it should be meditating. What the hell is happening with this brain waves? Let me see. To adjust it a little bit. Um, got to get these things moving. Come on, snap to it. Beta, alpha, beta, gamma. What do I got to do? They're gonna start moving, jumping around. Okay, so now they're jumping around. So they should be jumping around like that if everything's working right. So they're not jumping around very much. You know, with this band, you got to have a special, kind of a special electrolytic. It's an electrolytic situation. Let me put it on here. I'm going to put some electrolyte. So there's some electrolyte. Let's spread some electrolyte around here. Put the band back on with the electrolyte. Important to have a really good connection with the brain. See if it'll work now. All right, it's working good. Okay, we got the brain waves. We got delta. We got theta. We got alpha. We got beta. We got gamma. We got everything. Ooh, they're jumping around like crazy. Look at that. They're they're just like going all over the map. So let's go ahead and without any more ado, so far we did two games so far. We won both. We did the game analysis. It was a lot of fun. We got a bunch of new followers. We didn't get a lot done on the chat tonight. I don't know why, because usually, oh, I don't know, maybe it's because I got to wear the glasses. It's like whenever I wear the glasses, they say it makes me look a lot more cool, and we get like a lot of raiders. Raiders come. I don't know why they come when I've got the glasses, but we had those the last few times, and it was so great. The raiders came and they started saying, "Oh, oh, what about this racist joke? Oh, what about this thing about shit or I don't know, some kind of excrement." Guess they're the same thing, but you know, they jump in there and they're like typing like, "Whoa, it's like racism, excrement," and it's like I'm going, "Well, that's pretty cool," and they're going, "What? It's cool?" It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Anyway, what's happening here? Let me see what's happening with the. I don't understand why the brainwaves are not working right now. Give me a break. They're always supposed to work. It says connecting to Muse. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's no way it can't be working. The brainwaves are working. I gotta look. My key grip is telling me to check the mirror. Okay, I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on again and see if it works. And if it's working, we'll do one more game with the brainwaves. If we don't have the brainwaves, I'm not even going to do it because Steinitch is brainwaves. If we don't have brainwaves, you don't have Steinitch. Okay, let's see, let's synchronize them. Okay, ding, boom. Okay, there they are, right there. They are synchronized. They're going good. Those are in real time. Can take off the glasses now. We got this is kind of like T minus whatever 10 seconds, and we're counting down. Hey, did you know that the Chandrayaan is right there on the moon sleeping right now? It's so amazing that some people don't even know that. It's like such a big deal. There hasn't been something on the moon like that for so long. China sent a few things in the last decade, but even the things by China, the three things by China that were sent in the last decade were the only things since the 1970s of Russia in the United States. 1970s, that was a long time ago. And there's a lot of things happening up there on the moon. If you want helium-3, helium-3 is an isotope that's very important for nuclear fusion. We don't know that for sure, but it could be very important for a nuclear fusion. And there's a lot of it up there. Going to go up there and mine it. They, and I say they in quotes, they are actually thinking about sending me because of my diverse background. They're actually thinking about sending me up there. I know it sounds very far-fetched, but it's true. I have a lot of skills that could make me a perfect individual to be up there on the moon mining helium-3. And I hope they do send me because right now, my translation business is seeing the, how do they say that? Seeing, there's some sign of, there's a metaphor, seeing the end, I guess they say. Um, Chat GPT and these AI things, they're really horrible for, I spent my greater part of my adult life becoming the greatest translator, and a lot of people told me that, well, you're the best. And what do you do? What do you do when something like this comes around? What is your response? What do you do? Um, I gotta do Twitch or else I'm gonna do this mining thing. I'm thinking of like different ideas, but the mining thing sounds good. Twitch also sounds pretty good, except nobody comes out of hiding and does the chat, which should be kind of easy, but they're all mesmerized because they're looking at my brainwaves. But my whole channel is too darn good because I mesmerize everyone with my brainwaves and they don't chat and then I don't get my points. In Twitch, you got to get points. I don't know if you realize that, but you got to get points. And if people aren't chatting, you'll get points. But let's do one more game and who knows, somebody might chat. So let's go ahead and do one more. I'm going to go over here to play, create a game. 5 point, no, wait, I don't want 2.0, 2 plus 1. I want 5 plus 0. Let's do it. Come on. Come on. Wish me luck. Wish me luck. Chess is a lot of luck, right? And it's a lot about time, right? These are fast games, so you got to kind of like play fast. So I should have brought the bishop out before I did that, but I'm going to bring the knight up already and try to move this out. Why did he do that? Do I have a chance? I'm going to move up here and put him in check. Fuck yeah. All right, he's in check. All right, so that gives me a kind of a, I shouldn't say fuck, but it does give me a kind of a cool It does give me. I shouldn't say that, but it's not good for children. But I don't know how many children are watching this channel anyway. Okay, so I gotta see if I got any more attack here. If I come up here, he just interposes. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna castle right? Am I gonna castle left? Can I bring my knight up? Can I get his king more? I think I should do this. I don't want to waste a lot of time. If he does that, and then I'm going to do this and put him in check with my bishop. See? He's going to go way over there. Should I castle? No. I'm going to castle on the other side. Fuck that. I'm not going to castle on that side. I can't waste a fucking lot of time here. Am I going to lose my queen if I do this? I don't think so. The queen can come back along this diagonal. Can come anywhere in this diagonal. I'm going to castle this side and then hope that my queen can get out of there. My queen is a little bit vulnerable, but I don't see how it can be attacked. I don't want to bring my king over here. If I can get my queen out of danger and bring my rook over. Yeah, I mean, his king's over here. My king should be over here, kind of like mirroring his king. Ah, boy, this is getting... Okay, we're doing okay on time. Why don't I just bring my queen all the way back? You know, I'm just gonna bring her back because maybe I got a pawn or two there. I don't even know. I really don't even know if I have a pawn or two. I'm gonna castle. I don't give a damn. I'm just gonna try. I got the kings across from each other now. Do what you can. Do what you can. Um, I'm just gonna do this because see this bishop, this knight was protected by this bishop, so then I want to bring the bishop up to here. I mean the knight up to here. Oh, I lost my rook over there, but it's just an exchange. It's no big deal. And his bishop was very well centralized. A lot of people would say that was a good exchange. A bishop for a rook is usually considered, I'm going to click already and, oh, but he didn't take it. If he didn't take it, I'm going to come over here and support this advance. He's coming up on this side, trying to really screw me over. I don't want to bring this pawn up because it would really open up a lot over here. Now, if I bring this pawn up and if I can successfully do that, wait a second, wait a second, did I just lose my queen? Oh man, I think I did. Where can my queen go? I think I screwed up unless I can put him in check. Can I do something smart here? Put him in check. You know, if you're gonna lose a queen, king, or something, just put him in check. It's the main thing you can do. Now I can go over here. Wow, that was close. That was really close. But I lost a whole minute thinking there. I should not have thought so long. Ah, man. Can I win this game still or not? So he brought that up. Why don't I just take him? Puts me in check over there. I bring my queen up. And then I can bring this rook over. Oh no, I'll force him back first. Take his rook. Okay, now he's putting me in serious. I only got one move here. I'm up. I'm exchange ahead. I'm going to put him in check. Get his. This bishop is a thorn in my side. I'm going to put him in check already. Now what? Now what? Well, what? Do I have anything? Take him for Christ's sake. Why not? Can I get out of check? Can I do this? Can I come down here? Jesus Christ, that looks like a good move, but then he takes this. I don't have any other moves though. I can come here. That's only my only move. Okay, so now I cannot take his knight. I wish I could. I don't know. Just keep playing this. It's 52 seconds against 2 minutes. I don't know if he has like another attack here that he can get me because I just attacked his knight and then I can attack. If he moves his knight, I can attack his king in a pretty strong way. And then I can eventually bring my rook here and then bring him up. I don't see how he can attack my king again. I might be wrong. Should I do what I was thinking? Why don't I just do what I was thinking? Put him in check. I thought I was doing like that, so I'll do it. Oh, checkmate. Wow. I don't know. That was a really interesting game. I'm going to do a new opponent. I'm not going to do a post-mortem on that because it was just such a weird game. And plus I lost. Let's try another one. See how we do. That was fun though. That was a pretty good game. I'm glad that my opponent won because I don't know. You never know how they're feeling. They might have had a bad day, and so every once in a while you can make somebody really happy by allowing them. Not, I didn't really allow him to win, though. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be ridiculous. There's no way I allowed him to win. He just won. Just totally won the game. Now let's see if we can win this one. If we win this one, we'll do a post-mortem. I think I gotta move this out here. I think it's my move. I'm gonna move my queen out here. Okay, now what? What do I do? What do I do? Take over there. I think take over there. I really don't know what I'm doing here, but I think my idea is he looks blocked out over here. I'll just come over here. And this, see how this bishop now comes here? I'm just going to sacrifice that bishop and see. If I win this, I win this. If I don't, well, I won a pawn at least. And I'll bring the bishop back and block this pawn from advancing. That was not bad. Well, it's not bad at all. And his king can't really get out of here because he would like to bring his rooks over here, but I don't know. It looks okay. I got to develop this knight here now. I bring my other rook over. I got this pawn advanced. He's really thinking. He's really thinking hard. I got this pawn protected by my queen. I'm going to bring this knight out here and then bring this rook over to here. Probably. We'll see what he does. He could bring a rook right here, and then I bring this pawn up here. I can't take here because he's got too many pieces on this pawn. Can I go here? No, because of this. See, he brought this pawn up. If he takes here, what should I do? Take with the bishop? I kind of think this bishop is better here after I bring the queen here. This is tough. I'm going to take with this because I think the bishop is going to work more over here than just jetting down onto this phalanx here. They call that a phalanx. Okay, I'm going to block him out of there completely forever. I think that's the best move. And now, you want to take him? Take him. Because I can come down here, check. I don't know, this will save him, this will cut him a little bit of time. I saw that he could do that. I could end up. Is there anything smart I can do here? I thought I saw something smart. Let me see. He might be able to take this pawn. I probably should have come over here and then come up here. It would have been a lot smarter, but this will take one extra move. Did I just waste another move? This is not bad. I'm gonna come up. I'm gonna bring my bishop up here. And I have rook and bishop against this pawn plus this pawn. I don't want that though. I think it's best back here. I always have to remember I have this rook here. And now I'm going to come up here with this bishop. I have this bishop and this rook against this pawn. And if he takes this knight here, I'll come back and take him with my bishop and then bring the bishop back. And this knight can't come up here. The knight is kind of like limited. The knight could come over here though. But that doesn't help. I'll get with this pawn. The rook's also going to help with that pawn. The rooks can't really attack because of this rook here. So we'll see what happens here. I got 228 against 130. What's happening with my brain waves? Come on, man. Give me a break. I'm getting pissed off at these. I mean, it's a good product and everything, but sometimes it's just. Right now is when I really need the brain waves. When I really need the brain waves. Let's see if I put check here, check there. No, I can do this. Pawn en passant, as they say. That kind of like blocks my rook out, but at least it attacks his queen and makes his queen go somewhere else. And then, what else can I do? There, that attacks his rook over here, and also come down here to get a pretty good attack. I don't know. I'm just gonna not waste a lot of time. We got 46 seconds. I don't know. Now if he puts me in check, I just come back with their rook. Check. Now the knight is in trouble. I got two rooks and a lot of time. I'll attack that rook. What can I do now? Is he going to bring those pawns up and win? He might. Or maybe I can just push my pawn down. How long is it going to take him to bring those pawns up? We'll see. He's got 14 seconds to figure it out. 9 seconds. I want to put him in check. Put him in check again. Go down here and get the pawn. Go down, I mean the queen. Oh, and my opponent, my brainwaves are not working. Can you give me a break? What is happening with these things? Wait a second. I can't believe I played a game without the brainwaves working. Ah, this is too much. Wait, I'm gonna put some more electrolyte here. Now, let's see. Come on. What happened? Oh, I was playing the entire game and I won, and then the brainwaves were not working. Where's my other brainwave monitor? Let me see. I don't know why these things sometimes turn off. They work great, but if they're not completely. Ah, come on, come on, come on. Wait a second. Wait a second. Okay, let me see what I'm broadcasting here. Okay, broadcasting that. Okay, so let me see. My monitor. Now they're working. After I did all of that, after I won that game. Okay, but anyway, we can watch them now as I do the postmortem. Wait, no, my microphone is in my lap. Can you believe this? It's like a lot of technical difficulties, but we're going to figure this out and wait. There. Now I guess it's working. I don't know. I have no idea what was happening in all of that time, but we'll see. We'll see if this works. Okay, let's do the postmortem, shall we? And we'll see how this all works out in the end. Okay, so here we go. Postmortem, shall we? That was a game that we won. Analysis board. And we'll flip through this really quick and see. Okay, I'm going to put myself on be right back because it's going to be like 30 seconds because I got the pizza. I finally got the pizza guy here. I'm going to give him a $100 tip. Hold on a second. Okay, wait a second. Are the brainwaves working? Let me see. Okay, gameplay. So we're back and the brainwaves are working and okay, they were I'm very, very, very sorry. I don't know what happened in that last game, but we'll see if everything was like being broadcast in real time. I really hope it was. Okay. Um, if it wasn't, well, we'll do better next time. But I think we're gonna have some fun here because we're going to do now we're going to be watching the brainwaves. Okay, right there. Watching them, and at the same time doing the post-mortem. So you will see in real time what my brain is thinking. So let's go ahead and look at these now. So this is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to go back all the way back to the beginning, and let's see. Let's see how this works out. This is going to be pretty interesting. Uh, I can't think of anything more interesting than this, to tell you the truth. Oh, I know one thing more interesting. Have you guys ever heard the poem "Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening"? Have you ever heard that? Because I can do a rendition of it. Let me put myself in the mood. Okay, so I gotta get myself into the psychology. The guy stops. He sees the snow falling. He's got his horse there. His horse shakes the bells. He's wondering about, like, is this weird? Should he be doing this really even? Why is he doing this? There's so many responsibilities in life. But it's very beautiful, so he wants to look, but then again he doesn't because he'll leave at the moment's excuse. And then that's his train of thought. So he says, whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sound's the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to sleep. Promises to sleep? No, promises to keep. And miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. Well, with a slight difference there in the whole rendition. If you didn't know the original, you might not have caught that. But Anyway, what's happening here? What's happening with the brainwaves again? Why are they flattened out? Okay, now they're going back. Okay, so let's go ahead and do the. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We got to do that again. We got to do that again. That was not right. We got to do the Robert Frost thing. Completely correct. Okay, let me get myself in the right position. So he stops. He sees the snow falling. He's thinking, "This is beautiful, but what am I doing here?" Even my horse thinks it's strange. I got promises. It's beautiful. It's silent. Downy flakes. So okay, here it goes. Okay, so he stops a horse and then he thinks like this. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near, between the woods and frozen lake, darkest evening of the year. He gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. No, come on, no, that's not it. That was just too dramatic. It's like it's got to be better than that. It's got to be better than that. It's got to be more natural. Okay, so let me try one more time. One more time. Okay, one more time. I got to get one more chance at this. Okay, so wait a second. Where are the brainwaves? I got to get the brainwaves moving here. Wait. Why do they keep stopping like that? Hold on a second. Hold on. I got to get the. I got to put more electrolyte. Okay, electrolyte. Get the electrolyte here. There. Okay, so put the electrolyte. I would love to do this one time good, this rendition of the poem. You know, like I couldn't. We played actually a pretty good game tonight. We did some pretty good postmortems, but I also want to get this poem working here. Um, okay, so my monitor. I guess I gotta start this thing again. I don't know why it does this. Okay, you can see that. Okay, so I'm just gonna cancel this thing. Okay, and start it back up again because I don't know what else to do when this happens. I'm going to have to check with James Clatter back again because he always gives me like really good advice about how to use this program and everything. So they're going to work. Come on, my monitor. Let's go. Let's get this thing working. Get those brainwaves up. There. See, I got them going because of positive thinking. Okay, so here we go. Now watch my brainwaves as I do the train of thought for this poem by Robert Frost. Okay? I got to get the context right. The guy stops. He sees the beautiful snow falling, the dark woods. It's a beautiful place. He doesn't feel completely comfortable there, though, because it's a strange thing to be doing. Even his horse thinks so. And the snow is falling softly. There's a little breeze, but he's got so many things to do in life. He's thinking, well, he doesn't have that much to do. He just needs an excuse, right? Like, I shouldn't be here. I got things to do. So he makes that excuse, like so many people do. Like, why should we stop and do something interesting if there's, if we have so many responsibilities in life? Why should we be doing this? So here we go. He stops, sitting there in his sleigh. He's got the horse in front of him. The snow's coming down, and he thinks like this: whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness bells a shake to ask if there's some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. Okay, that's a take. That's a take. Okay, we did it. Um, wasn't the most wonderful rendition of the poem, I'm sure, in life, but we tried. It was fun. And now we'll go ahead and look at the last shebang before we call it quits for the night. And here it is. Can you see? Can you see the screen? Everybody see that? Okay, good. So we're gonna do the postmortem, and the postmortem is gonna be like this. We're going to click through, and so we're playing the black. Now I always play the King's Gambit. When I'm playing black, I also play a sort of a King's Gambit. You'll kind of like see how it's very similar to a King's Gambit. This kind of configuration has another name. I don't know what it is, but we're kind of like protecting this pawn. You see, we're protected a bunch of times, and oh, another time. Hmm, that's interesting. What do we do now? Um, oh, usually I come up here, but we came there. I don't know why we did what we did, but we did what we did. So there we go. We clicked and clicked and in a pretty good position there. Let me do the stockfish thing here where, oh, look at that. We're almost even. 0.04. I'm going to request a computer analysis here so you can see. You can see how it is. Oh, look at that. Oh no, look at that. Oh, black did good in this game. Look at that. You see this area here, all dark gray? That's black. That did good. So white was like getting a little bit better and better and better, and then boom, went down. So we played a little bit of an edgy game, and it paid off. So right now, just a half a pawn ahead for white. No big deal. We castle. He goes back. We bring the queen out. Even with the queen out here, it's still, we haven't done any major mistakes or blunders. We're at zero point 0.7, which is just a little more than a half a pawn for white. Now we're at 1 pawn. One pawn is no big deal for white. He comes out there protecting. We're putting a little pressure. He made one small wrong move and suddenly negative 1.8. We're suddenly almost 2 pawns ahead for black. Big advantage. And then boom, take him with the knight, with the bishop. Why not? You know, if he takes here, he's going to be in trouble. Like let's suppose he took there. Look at that. Checkmate in two. You see that? The pound sign two, or a lot of people think that's I guess that's a Twitter sign, or they call it X now, that Elon Musk got involved there like a big jerk, like he always is. Anyway, pound sign minus two, so that means checkmate in two, so that would not be good. I just put him in check. I don't know. I take here and then let's see how it goes. Checkmate in two. I would put him in check here, and he can't come here. Where would he have to go? He can only go like over here, and then, well, this is checkmate in three, and then he goes back there, and then I checkmate him there. So, um, not a good deal. So, not a good deal for white. So, boom, I come out there, take the pawn. He comes out there with a queen. We're at, you can see right here, 1.7. Bring the bishop back and threatening. I don't know. Threatening down here is not too big of a deal. Like you'll see, I did that actually. I at one point I came down there and then came back there and then he went back there and then brought the rook over, went down there again, came back there. And let's see how we're doing for time. 233 to 245, almost the same for time. I got a couple of double question marks, but still I'm ahead. And this is the post-mortem. And he's not doing so great now. The bishop comes back. The stalwart bishop comes back for another time. And then, ooh, look at that. Question mark and exclamation mark. And now black is ahead, 6.9. And that was the right move, by the way, because look, it didn't change hardly at all. The queen comes out, and now we got to, you know, just because you're ahead 6.9 doesn't mean you can't lose. I could have lost this game really good if I don't make the right moves, and apparently that's a pretty good move because I'm threatening to come down here. And the queen came back there. That was all right. But I took the rook. Now we're at minus 10.7. He took with the, okay, now look, checkmate in 6. I'm sure I didn't do that, but now I'm back to minus 5.9, but I thought that was safer. Because now I've got two rooks against a rook and a knight, and I saw that he's going to checkmate me because I can just bring this rook back. I brought the rook back already, brought that rook over. Okay, and there you go. Um, the knight falls because it's pinned against the rook and he's got no way to protect it. And I take it. Now I've got two rooks. And this was a little bit problematic. Like, look at my brainwaves. You can see, look, you see them right up there? My brainwaves are getting a little bit jumbled now because I'm kind of like wondering, even here on the instant replay, I'm thinking, what am I doing? Like, am I going to win this? Because look at these two pawns coming up there. But I found a way against this. Um, I decided to move my pawn up. He brings his rook up. I bring my, and there was a double question mark. And then I bring my king up. Now I got king and rook against, it's minus 8.2. He brings his pawn up. I put him in check. And then I just put him in check again. And now I got, all of this. I got a rook. I got two pawns. Is he going to be able to queen that pawn? It's going to take him too much time because my pawn's already moving. Two more squares. It's going to make a queen. he's got to move his king out of the way, and then he's got 3 more squares before he can make a pawn. And the rook can also come over here and take him while this one goes up and make a queen. And when that one makes a queen, then these are going to make queens too because I got many more pawns than he does. So that was how it went. That was how it was. That was there's an easily won game, very very easily won game. Like if he had continued up there, I could have just come here, for example. And if he tries to move the king out so he can bring the pawn up, I just take and he takes, and then you see how I gonna get a queen down there, and then what's his king gonna do over there somewhere, and then I get a queen, and then he moves his king somewhere, wherever, and then I think, well, why try to check with just a queen? I'll just come down here. And he thinks, well, I'll come down here and oppose the pawn, but the pawn, see, it keeps moving up, and this queen is making this wall right here. The king cannot come through this invisible barrier. So the king has to come back over here. The pawn keeps coming up, and then pawn comes up, and then king can't do anything but go around. I got to make sure I don't stalemate him. And he comes over there. And now I can basically just bring the queen up here like this. He's got to bring the king up here. And I bring this queen. He's got to bring the queen over here. And now you see how it is. I bring the queen back here. This queen blocks him from moving in this direction, so he's got to keep moving in this direction somehow, right? So now I bring the queen up here, and he's got to go somewhere. He can go wherever. He can go here, for example. Now the queens are connected. See how they're connected, and they just come down and put him in checkmate. So that was a good game, and I hope you enjoyed that, and we'll do some more next time. Jump in on the chat. Hope you guys jump in on the chat more next time because you know what? It's always a lot more fun with you guys chatting. And with so many viewers as I have, I've got what I can see there, I got 60 viewers, and they're all apparently just mesmerized by the brainwaves. And the brainwaves are flatlining right now. I don't understand what is happening with the brainwaves. Oh, I gotta, before the next broadcast, I'll make sure, and it could be just that I need to take some alcohol and clean off the contacts because when these contacts get a little bit old and they get too much of the electrolyte, they start to screw up a little bit. So we'll have another. Oh, they're coming back. The brainwaves are back again. That's cool. So next time we'll have some more brainwaves and we'll have some more chess and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun, just like it was this time. So see you around. Have a good night and sleep tight, and we'll see you next time for Steinitch at chesstwitch.com. And have a good one. Bye bye. See you. And if I can turn this off, I will. What's that? Oh, my key grip is such a smart aleck. He's telling me I'm like somebody that doesn't know how to do technology. I do. I do know how to do technology. Look at the brainwaves. How do you think I got all of this stuff up here if I'm not a technological wizard? So there I'm going to end. Okay, see you next time. And end stream. There you see, Paul. I'm telling you, that's how I am a wizard.